An ABC News report, New South Wales police officers charged with domestic violence. In 2018, there were 14 officers charged, 13 males and 1 female. 6 officers were found guilty of 14 charges, 3 of whom had convictions recorded. Okay, that's cops doing domestic violence. Okay, in 2019, look there, you can see it for yourself, the stats haven't come out. 2020, 11 males. Advocates fear the new figures are likely to be a fraction of the actual number of police perpetuating domestic violence, given how difficult it can be for victims to report and for police to take action against their own. Okay, on an aside here, I don't think police know how to deal with domestic violence at all. And maybe this has something to do with it, that their own officers are doing it as well. So when they get called to a domestic violence situation, if there's... They can't deal with it. They don't know how to deal with it. They're completely incompetent. As the watchdogs are proving. New South Wales police face sustained criticism for their handling of domestic violence cases, including that of teenagers Jack and Jennifer Edwards, who the coroner last month found were murdered by their father in 2018 after a string of critical errors and omissions by police and other professionals. Okay, this is what goes on in Australia. Victims feel utterly helpless. Apparently, the number of victims seeking support for domestic violence by police officers. Hey man, these guys will do domestic violence not even to their own spouses. They'll come in when there's a domestic violence call, and they'll come in and they'll abuse the fucking victim who's under a protection order. And then later charge her with resisting when the officers can't even... Nah. That's in a follow-up video, that one. And ain't this what happens in court if there's a police that's done something, it's an error in their arresting procedure or in how they treat a domestic violence case? One of the most common themes I hear from women is that police seem to prioritise the accused officer's career over the victim's safety. The most common response is that the police will say, the victim reports this, he'll be put on restricted duties and lose access to his firearm. It is devastating. They feel utterly helpless and there is no accountability, and this is what I am angered by. And although I'm not into the crazy Soros politics of Black Lives Matter or anything like that, I am deeply concerned about these issues.